Welcome to Basics. Welcome to Floorball Basics. And if this is the first time you are taking a look at this video, welcome. If you've been a regular viewer of this channel, welcome back as well. This is the second video of 2024. I'm just going to attempt to do a series of um, floorball basic skills and stuff, trying to touch on as many things as I can. I'm going to do more talking, more teaching, more learning, more sharing as I'm going to do more videos. This is also a new setup. As per last video, you can see there were two different views, two different angles. I hope that this way of doing the video it could benefit you a bit more. Okay, so today what the video is going to talk about is two key things. One, the floorball fundamental posture, and two, it will split into three other parts, which is three key essential fundamental floorball skills that you can do right at your own home, in a room, or even at the void deck here where I am as well. Now, before I start, do remember to like and consider subscribing this channel. Now, without further ado, let's get things going. Okay, first up would be the floorball fundamental posture. Now, I am now currently at a very relaxed posture, standing upright. If I were to walk, this is of course again a very relaxed posture. But however, when we play or when you play floorball, there's a fundamental posture that you will need to keep like basically most of the time, especially when you are with the ball. 1, 2, 3, pump. Yes. Okay, I'm not going to touch about how you're going to hold the stick. Okay, if you want to look into how to hold the stick in the first place, do check out this other video, which was my previous video. I'll put out in the link description below as well. Okay, so once you hold your stick in two hands, you're going to get into this basic floorball posture. So, how to get into this posture? Step number one, you need to bend your hips. In order to bend your hips, you can take it this way. You need to put your butt and push it back. Again, this is your butt, this is your hips. Just imagine your butt needs to go back. Okay, you can think it as you are sitting down on a chair behind, or just, like I said, push the butt back. And when this happens, what you will also notice the knee also has to somehow bend as well. Now, if you were to bend, push it back without the knee doing anything, then you look like this, which is very awkward. And in fact, it is a hamstring stretch. Okay, so push the butt back and then lower yourself down. As you lower yourself down, you need to bend your knees. Okay, so that's the two key fundamental steps. And when you get into that position, voila, that is your floorball basic posture. Of course, there is an exercise, which is also a very basic exercise that we often do, which is our body weight squats. You can also learn how to do the body weight squats, and with that, you can also indirectly know how to get into this posture a little bit more natural. Okay, what you need to do is to be able to again push the butt back. Okay, push the butt back and lower yourself as low as you can be. Now, as you lower yourself, do keep your back in a neutral position and then squat up. Okay, now from this view, again, squat it down, butt back. You can see I lower myself down, go all the way as low as I can be, and then I squat up. Squat down, squat up. If I go slow, tilt back first, bend the knee, go low, go low, go low. This is the max, and I squat up. Okay, this very quickly how you can do a body weight squats. You can do a couple of times, mix it up, couple of reps, couple of rounds. Once you get used to doing the body weight squats, you would naturally come into this natural fundamental posture that all floorballers have to get. Next, I'm just gonna go straight into the skills element. Again, three skills that I'm referring to. Number one, very quickly, is I call it tap tap. Number two, around the world, and number three would be my push and pull. Okay, if you've seen my previous video, this would be something that you're familiar with. But if this is new to you, please stay on all the way to the end. First, tap tap. Okay, it's called tap tap for a reason. You need to tap the ball. Okay, so tap the ball, tap the ball. I tap the ball. I'm gonna lift it up and control it at the end. I'm gonna tap the ball. I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna control it at the end. Now, as I continue to do so, I can just keep it continuous. Okay, this is at a slow pace right now. If I can go fast, this will be a bit faster. If I go slow, I'll go a bit slower. Now this is what I'm doing right now with one hand. I can also do it with two hands. Okay, now by now you should be able to then realize that, oh, the blade can be used, or rather both sides of the blade can be used to control the ball. Okay, this is done at the front. And I'm going to go to this near camera. This is done at the side. Now when it's at the side, do keep 1 feet forward, 1 feet back, so that there's good, nice stability. This is done with two hands, and this is done with one hand. So you can also see that when I do it with one hand, I'm a little bit more upright. Right? But once with two hands, the fundamental posture kicks in, and I do it with two hands. Okay, so I can do it at the front. I can do it at my strong side. I'm a lefty, and now the ball is currently on my left. I can also work on doing it on my weak side. Okay, my weak side, two hands, and my weak side, one hand. Again, one hand, I'm a bit more upright. Two hands, straight away into that fundamental floorball position. Okay, so you can do this. Again, split it into a couple of sets, couple of rounds, be comfortable. You can go slow, go fast, and once you're comfortable with it, you might be able to not even look at the ball and able to handle the ball as per what I'm doing right now. And I'm just looking at the camera, but the ball still sticks with me. Okay, so this is something that you want to achieve moving forward. Second basic skills. Now, the second basic skill that I want to talk about is around the world. Okay, around the world. Now, around the world looks very simple. It's basically trying to get the ball to spin and rotate on the spot. Okay, so how am I going to do so? Is this? I need the ball to stop though. Okay, ball is stopping. Okay, so anyway, around the world, same thing can be done with one hand. It can be done with two hands. Okay, I'm just going to show with one hand. And the quick explanation is you need to scratch the ball on both sides. Okay, I'm going to scratch the ball on both sides while keeping my blade on the ground. I'm going to start doing so. Scratch the ball, scratch the ball, scratch the ball, scratch the ball, scratch, 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 scratch. Okay, this is from this view. I'm just going to bring it towards my close view camera again. So stop the ball. I'm going to now rotate it, make the ball rotate in a different direction. But basically, it's to scratch the ball on one side and scratch the ball on the other side. You can see that my blade did not get off the ground at all, and I'm doing it with one hand. Now, I can, of course, now move towards doing it with two hands. So I haven't scratched yet. Scratch, 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 scratch. Again, scratching the ball on both sides. Stop the ball. Oh, excuse me. So this is around the world. Now, it might look very simple or simplistic, and I even have had some floorballers asking like, why? How does this even apply to playing the game? Now, yes, you don't go around doing that while playing the game, but by being able to handle the spin of the ball, the control of the ball, as you handle the ball quickly, you are able to then fundamentally understand how the ball feels, how the ball moves, and essentially being able to control the ball at a much better pace and a much better rate. Okay, so just now, whatever I just done, it comprises a bit of tap, it comprises a bit of around the world, and actually it comprises one more skill, which is the third fundamental skill that I'm going to touch on now. Okay, in the hockey world, In the field hockey world, they call it the toe drag. Okay, in the hockey world, they call it toe drag. For me, I keep it simple. I want to call it push and pull because it's easy to remember. You push and pull, push and pull. Right, so you're gonna do that to the ball. From this camera angle view, push and pull. I can do it with one hand as well. I can also do it with two hands. Okay, so I'm just going to show you one hand. With one hand, what you need to do is be able to push the ball with the front of the blade, rotate the blade with the tip of the ball. I'm going to pull it back. Cannot see. Push the ball, pull the ball, push the ball, pull the ball. Let's go to the straight, the close up video again. This is from the side of my body. Same thing as per what I did tap just now. Okay, both feet wide apart. Push the ball with one hand. Pull the ball. Push, rotate the blade. Pull it back. Push, rotate, pull it back. Push, rotate, pull it back. Okay, now pulling back also have two kinds of ways. What I did just now was the drag, whereby I touch the ball and I drag it back before I rotate back to the original position. The other kind is a tap pull. I'm just going to show it. You're going to tap it and then quickly receive it at the end. One more time, tap it, receive it at the end. So you can do a drag or you can do a tap. Okay, either way is fine depending on your comfort level or depending the pace of the game, whichever that needs to be applied then. So practice two different kinds, and also it can be done with two hands. Now with two hands, I'm just gonna teach you or touch on something that is drastically a bit different. Okay, so with one hand, you're obviously holding in the stick with one hand. You will need to rotate with your master hand or the hand that's on top of the shaft. However, with two hands, I would prefer, or I would like to share that you try this first. With two hands, let's imagine fundamental posture, two hands, release the primary hand on top and try it with the secondary hand and get used to the rotation with the secondary hand. Okay, what I realized is when I use my secondary hand predominantly as the one that does the rotation, I can actually do my push and pull a lot more effectively. Now this is just personal. You can try it, but basically start off with working on your secondary hand to do this push and pull. Now once you get used to this momentum, what you want to now tell yourself is the rotation and pushing, pulling is done by your secondary hand. Your primary hand would then be there as a stabilizer. So again, push, pull, push, pull. Now with two hands, the pushing and pulling primary by my secondary hand, and my primary hand is now the stabilizer. Okay, let's go down to the close camera. Again, my secondary hand is doing the rotation. My primary hand is stabilizing the stick. Okay, now when stabilizing the stick, it means that because with my secondary hand doing this rotation, right, it is very unstable. So I'm trying to keep it stable at the top, but the motion comes from my secondary hand. Okay, whereas in the past video, you might actually see me talk about using it with the primary hand to rotate and then secondary hand to stabilize. So this is something that you can explore with and see which one applies you a lot more better. Go ahead and explore. All right. Of course, now once you are able to do it at a stationary spot, you can now work towards moving slightly, forward, back, left, and right. You can see I'm actually quite stable at this because I'm using my secondary hand to do so. In the past, when I do my primary hand, it is actually not as stable as what you are taking, what you are viewing right now. Okay, so this video essentially touched on the four different things. Number one, the fundamental posture. Master it, do a couple of bodyweight squats, and then the three other fundamental skills. That is all for this video. Do check it out my previous video in terms of how to hold and handle the stick, and any of my other previous video over here, and I'll see you there.